So I want to talk about this Gibson and Jericho thing. First of all, I think that it's completely reasonable to protect intellectual property. So can't dog on Gibson or any company just because they have created something and want to preserve that as their own. That being said, Gibson has a long history of going after people for things that legally there's now a precedent against going after people for. And what I specifically mean by that is I'm referencing the lawsuit that they had with PRS. And if I'm not mistaken, that's basically the lawsuit that resulted in the decision that the headstock is what is trademarkable concerning the shape, if trademarkable is a word. And the body shape and such, those styles are up for grabs by different companies. And I remember being really into Mark Tremonti. I still am, but I remember being really into Mark Tremonti and seeing those Paul Reed Smith guitars come out, his custom models, his artist models, and being so excited that existed. Then the lawsuit happening, and then all of a sudden those were off the market, and I thought that we would not see single cut Mark Tremonti style guitars come out from PRS, but luckily that moved forward. Fast forward, and then you have issues with Gibson and Dean, and I'll talk about that in some other video later. But seeing what's going on with Jericho now is pretty frustrating. And I did watch Fluff's video. If you've not seen his stuff or his channel, I'll put some information so that you can go check it out, because he had a very, I thought, balanced and well thought out take on this whole situation. I believe it was an Explorer style guitar from Jericho, did look a lot like Gibson's, including, as he pointed out, the banana headstock. And so that was a bad move, Jericho, if that headstock wasn't shaped differently enough to avoid copyright infringement. Jericho does have copies of other stuff. I own a Jericho, and sorry for the camera shaking, but I'm picking up my Jericho right here. I was planning on doing a video of this guitar eventually. Maybe now's the time to do it since Jericho's in the news. But it looks like a Telecaster. It is carved instead of a flat top. I chose the baritone model. Clearly the headstock is different, and it's a matte black, which I've not seen Telecasters from Fender come out in that style, though they may have. It's a copy of a common body style, and so Fender can't do anything about that. Headstock's different, and the overall body, including the contour on top, is different. But they may have stepped too close to the sun. They may have flown too close to the sun, more accurately, with this whole Gibson situation and the Explorer, and then possibly, as Fluff also pointed out, the Silverburst. I tried to do some research, but I was not able to get on Jericho's website. Even though supposedly it was back up and running, I wasn't able to get on there and look around at things. I believe that the guitars that were in question have been removed. That's what I'm hearing. Sadly, this is hearsay. I can't really say too much more to that. But I am sick of Gibson going after smaller builders, which is a hard thing to say because everyone is smaller than Gibson. It's Gibson and Fender versus everyone else. But tired of Gibson going after people for non-headstock related lawsuits. And in a future video, I'll talk about this Jericho right now. I love it. I was actually looking at buying another Jericho, and then all this stuff went down. And so I really hope the company survives, because I'd like to buy some more of their product. I have another guitar that I specifically chose over a Gibson because of some issues that developed with Gibson and how their company was handling things. And I'll talk about that in another video at some point. But I just wanted to throw in some thoughts and mention how I'm feeling right now about this whole Gibson Jericho situation. Gibson has the right to protect things. The extent to which that protection can be offered is limited to headstock from what I understand legally. And so when they pursue things outside of that, I'm pretty upset. That being said, Jericho, if If you got too close to that trademark, man, that really did put you in the hot water. And I'm going to poke around some more and see if I can find some images of what specifically has been taken down. I've been having a hard time finding things just because of the Jericho website being down. But I'll look at some other YouTube videos and see what I can find. In the meantime, if you have any other comments or other videos you think I should take a look at to get a more balanced or a different view on this subject, please let me know in the comments. Until next time, make every note count.